Hello and welcome to another edition of Inside the Inferno. I'm Lauren Avenatti alongside Kyle Krikorian. And Kyle, we have quite a bit on the agenda today. Lots of things happening in the Valley, so let's dive right in. To start things off, Bobby Hurley is here to stay. That's right, the ASU men's basketball coach was granted a 2-year contract extension after his team's run in the NCAA tournament. Our Ryan Blank is here to tell us more.
After leading the Sun Devils to their first NCAA tournament appearance since 2019, head coach Bobby Hurley was awarded by receiving a 2-year contract extension from ASU. Prior to this season, Hurley had been the source of heavy criticism for struggles the previous 2 years. However, the 23 wins that ASU notched this season was the 4th time that Hurley had a 20-win season during his tenure at ASU. Over his 8 seasons total in Tempe, the former 2-time NCAA champion player has brought much-needed stability to the ASU program. Prior to his arrival in 2015, the Sun Devils had only 9 20-win seasons and alone 6 NCAA tournament appearances since 1980. At the helm, Hurley has led ASU to 4 20-win seasons and 3 NCAA tournament appearances in the last 6 years. Now let's look at this historically. And historically speaking, Bobby Hurley has made his mark on the program. He currently ranks 3rd in wins with 141 over his 8 years and 2nd in tournament appearances with those 3 over the past 6 years. Hurley has also notched 2 of the biggest wins, if not the biggest wins, in Sun Devil program history as ASU upset the Kansas Jayhawks in Allen Fieldhouse and in Tempe, with KU being ranked 2nd and 1st respectively in those matchups. With this extension, ASU locks up Hurley for the near future as he looks to build off of the first 23-win season since the 2018-2019 season. We now head over to Desert Financial Arena where Jack Bartlett explains what the future holds about this Sun Devil program.
Thanks, guys. I am standing right outside of Desert Financial Arena, home of ASU men's basketball. And for the first time since 2019, they were able to make the NCAA tournament off of the production of the transfers this season: Frankie Collins, Devin and Des Cambridge, and Warren Washington, just to name a few. And this past week, after earning a 2-year contract extension, head coach Bobby Hurley's message to the team is even more clear now than ever. And that is to put ASU in a position to win.
Every coach, even coaches right now that are taking over new programs, can immediately change that program. That's just how the transfer portal is built and the ways that you could instantly change your roster and put yourself in a position to win. So I think every year there's going to be change. There's going to be guys that are going to explore their options for a variety of reasons. And then there's going to be guys that are knocking down the door to want to come here. So, and we'll do the best we can do to retain everybody that we can. And if that's not the case, then we're going to bring in someone that's going to get the job done.
Hurley mentioned that he would have to recruit players outside of the program while also re-recruiting his own.
We're actively still re-recruiting our own players as we're exploring other opportunities.
He's already successfully re-recruited one player, that being a transfer from last season, Devin Cambridge.
He's a winning player, and that's the bottom line. Like he had a great experience here. His statistics went up considerably from the year prior at Auburn. So he developed in the program, and he believes in the program and thinks that and shares my vision to take further steps. Like and I know that he's all in, and there are others, and it will sort itself out. But we're going to bring back a core of guys that were, that understand the path to get to the NCAA tournament this year, and then we'll build around them and bring in, the talent that we need to take another step.
Transfers were formative for the ASU men's basketball program this season, but they're going to have to hit the transfer portal even harder this next season following the loss of DJ Horn, Enoch Buachue, Jemiah Neal, and Austin Nunez. From Inferno Intel, this has been Jack Bartlett.
Thanks, Jack. And while we're on that note, let's recap how the men's basketball season went down. After recruiting heavily in the transfer portal, the Devils started the season strong with an 11-1 start, and they eventually went on to punch their ticket to the national tournament. Men's basketball reporter Kenji Ito has more.
With ASU being eliminated in the round of 64 against TCU, let's take a rewind on what went down. First, starting with the transfer portal and recruiting. Head coach Bobby Hurley brought in Desmond Cambridge and Warren Washington, Devin Cambridge, Frankie Collins, and four-star Austin Nunez. The Sun Devils started the season off strong by going 11-1 in their first 12 games, with a notable win over 20th-ranked Michigan, but then shortly lost in two tough matchups against San Francisco and number 5 Arizona, making them going into a cold streak as they went 4-4 in their next 8 matches, as bracketologists questioned if they were going to make it into the tournament. Bobby Hurley and his squad were able to bounce back, going 4-2, but had to travel down to Tucson, where they had a huge win against Arizona, and it was all thanks to Desmond Cambridge making a half-court shot in the final seconds. But after the big win, they did lose in the last 2 remaining games of the season, getting them placed as the 6th seed in the Pac-12 tournament. In the tournament, the Sun Devils were able to beat Oregon State and USC, but ended up losing to Arizona in the semifinals. Luckily, Hurley and the Sun Devils were able to earn a bid into March Madness tournament and defeating Nevada in the first 4, but lost to TCU in the first round. With Hurley now having a 2-year contract extension, they have high expectations for next year.
Thanks, Kenji. While the basketball season may be over for ASU, the Diamond Devils are just getting started. ASU baseball is on a current hot streak, winning 11 of the last 12 games. Inferno Intel reporter Paul Scholes has all the details.
College baseball's greatest tradition is off to a strong start at Phoenix Municipal Stadium. Arizona State baseball is 17-8 and a Pac-12 best 5-1 conference record so far, with a home sweep of the Arizona Wildcats last week. Thanks to his contributions in the Territorial Cup Series, freshman New Contratis was named Pac-12 Player of the Week. In a midweek trip to Las Vegas, the Devils came away with a 6-2 victory over the UNLV Rebels. This weekend, the Sun Devils traveled to the Bay Area for a conference matchup with the Cal Golden Bears. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Paul. Because it's baseball season, let's keep the baseball talk going. Here in downtown Phoenix, Chase Field got to host some games in the World Baseball Classic. The teams competing in the WBC were littered with Sun Devil talent. Ari Wall has more on the Pro Devils in the WBC.
Well, Paul talked about the Sun Devil baseball team earlier, and Phoenix was the place to be if you love baseball over the last month with the Sun Devils, spring training, and the World Baseball Classic. Chase Field hosted WBC pool games during the second week of March and had fans from all over the world coming to watch baseball. Team Japan ended up winning their 3rd WBC championship, defeating the United States, but there were plenty of ASU connections in the tournament. For one, Merrill Kelly, who spent 1 year with the Sun Devils back in 2010, started for the U.S. in the championship game. On Team Mexico, Austin Barnes, who spent 3 years with ASU, helped advance Mexico to the semifinals, marking the furthest they have reached in their WBC history. Eric Sogard also suited up for the Czech Republic, and in the dugout, Ian Kinsler took the helm as the manager of Team Israel. Now, with the 2023 MLB season underway, there are plenty of former Sun Devils to look out for. One player fans are likely looking at is Spencer Torkelson. It will be his 2nd big league season after he was selected with the 1st overall pick in the 2020 MLB draft. With ASU, Torkelson batted .337 with 54 homers and will look to try to replicate those numbers with the Detroit Tigers. Other former Sun Devils to look out for include relief pitcher Ryan Burr of the Tampa Bay Rays, Texas Rangers outfielder Cole Calhoun, Washington Nationals pitcher Trevor Williams, and others. We wish all the former Devils the best of luck in the coming season, and maybe you'll get a chance to see one of these League Devils in action. Lauren, Kyle, back to you at the desk.
Thanks for that, Ari. We'll continue to watch the Pro Devils shine in the new MLB season. Now let's shift our focus to softball. The Devils have been going through a slight rough patch in their season, now sitting at an 18-10 record after starting 15-3. Softball reporter Douglas Santo has the details.
ASU softball is coming off a 1-2 weekend against the Cal Bears, winning the 3rd game to escape the sweep with a walk-off 2-run homer from graduate student infielder Alexa Milius. That win was just their 3rd since the start of conference play, as they've gone 2-4 in conference play and 1-3 in the Oklahoma State Mizuno Classic, squeezed in between the 2 conference series, leading to a 3-7 record over that span. Despite the recent rough stretch, the Lady Devils had a great start to the season, going 15-3, leading to their current 18-10 record. As the difficulty of competition has increased, though, all 3 aspects of their game have declined. Their overall batting average is .296, while their conference play batting average is just .178. Their overall ERA is .278, while their conference ERA has jumped to 4.2. And their overall fielding percentage is .952, while their conference fielding percentage has dropped to .936. The road from here won't get any easier, as 7 of the 9 teams in the Pac-12 have no more than 10 losses, and 6 are ranked inside the top 25 according to Softball America. Although ASU has shown they know how to win in conference after going 20-4 in conference play last season, regardless, they will have to increase their level of play in all 3 aspects of the game, beginning this weekend when they welcome Washington into town, who is ranked 9th in the country in Softball America and ESPN's rankings. The Lady Devils are 12-4 at home this season. Picking up a couple wins this weekend would be a huge boost of momentum for the team and a chance to rise in the Pac-12 standings. The weekend series kicks off Friday, March 31st at 6 p.m. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Douglas. Now, ASU Wrestling had a successful season this spring, where for the 21st time in program history, the Sun Devils finished in the top 10 of the NCAA National Championships. Inferno Intel's Paisley Poole gives us the recap on how well the team did this season.
The Sun Devils men's wrestling team ended the NCAA Wrestling Championships successfully, placing 7th overall in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The team is now back in Tempe with 4 All-Americans and a pair of top 3 finishers. This marks the 21st time ASU has finished in the top 10. In more news, Mikhail McGee is named the Pac-12 Wrestler of the Year. Brandon Courtney and McGee finished 3rd at 125 and 133, while Kyle Parco finished 4th, and Colton Schultz finished at 7th. Parco, McGee, and Schultz are now 3-time All-Americans, and Courtney a 4-time. There is now 15 3-time All-Americans and 5 4-time All-American wrestlers for Arizona State.
Well, that's going to do it for our show. To find more ASU sports news, go to infernointel.com and follow our Twitter and Instagram at InfernoIntel. For Lauren Avenatti and the rest of the crew, I'm Kyle Krikorian, and thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of Inside the Inferno.